Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
All right, guys, thanks for joining. My name is Terry Leinneweber, and I am here to talk to you today about artificial intelligence. This is the most amazing thing that you probably don't know about yet. You've heard about it. You might have seen somebody talk about it. You might have even played with it a little bit, but I'm going to show you how to take this technology and supercharge your business, because it can do what used to take hours of time and research in minutes. And this is going to change the way that we do our businesses. And if you teach your people how to use this technology, I'm talking from the entry level, first person that talks to a lead, all the way up to the person who's structuring and creating your email follow-up drips, the text messages. And then for a special surprise, I'm going to blow your mind with some video and some other really cool things that can be segmented into this. If you don't know me, I'm a local lender. I'm out of Seattle and Alaska. You can find me on all socials at Financed with Dad, but I usually make most of my living by helping agents do better in their business, and ultimately they refer the business that they get back to me. This chat thing originally started as a question from one of those agents. And so I went down the rabbit hole because that's where I like to be. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right to it and show you guys some really cool stuff here. So first thing to talk about is basically chat.openai. This is Google's AI engine. And if you have been picking the sidewalks and clicking the letters and all the CAPTCHA stuff that we've been doing, we've actually been training the AI for years on how to recognize and think like a person. And Google's algorithms have turned that into this. So we can ask ChatGPT almost anything. Like, for instance, can you write me a nice introductory, can't spell correctly, email for a new first-time home buyer? And what it'll do is bang out a nice little email. Now, this works like a conversation, and it does it both like a rough draft, and it's editable. So although it just typed out a nice little email here, can you make it more concise? Because that's too long. People aren't going to read all that. And then it tightens it up a little bit. Awesome. Now we're getting closer to what we're looking for, but it's still just, not quite there. Please make this humorous using current events. And this is the one limitation of it. Google capped these guys at a certain year so that the AI doesn't take over the world yet, but it can't look at anything past 2021. So it doesn't do current events. But if you say, please make the above email humorous, given the current state of the housing market, you might have better luck finding Bigfoot than an affordable home. So the AI does have a little cheekiness to it when you ask it to be. Now, this is just the basic thing that you can do. But if you're a good millennial person and you're looking for first-time home buyers, which in the market that we're in right now, that's who we're looking for, the must-have and the must-moves. Create me a list of 10 funny introductory text messages and you can fix your spelling or not. It actually knows what you mean if you misspell. And then it basically creates these funny little text messages. And the cool part is that these are I don't know about you, but sometimes I get writer's block. Sometimes I'm sitting here, what should I say? This is how you can create that. You can also ask it to create me a series of emails that are for a first-time home buyer, less than 400 words each, and I need 5 in a series. And then what it'll do is it'll actually knock out 5 emails with subject lines under 400 words. And what's crazy here is that I used to work at Zillow for 4 years. I quit and went to work with my wife on her real estate team. And I used to be her systems and process person before I got into mortgages. And the emails that this chatbot is writing are every bit as good as the stuff that I spent years A/B testing. Same with the text messages. And what gets really crazy is if you go into your CRM, if you have one, and you look at your current email list, and then you take one of your old emails and you plug it into here and you ask it to make it better, which is what I'm doing on another screen real quick. I'm going to just grab an email template, all templates real quick. So most emails will give you a basic like rating on your emails. So can you make this email template have a higher response rate for first-time home buyers? So you can ask it what outcome you want as well. So, and I've tested the chatbot's version versus my best versions, and I'm not as good as the bot, and I'm pretty damn good. Where this gets really cool is that this is good for other things as well. Write me a 800-word blog, or it's not 800 because let's do 600-word blog post about first-time home buyers, VER versus renting, and make it funny. Also target the following keywords: first-time buyer, first-time home buyer, Seattle, Washington, moving to Seattle, living in Seattle, which are all highly trending stuff that you would check out on Google. And what it'll do is it'll take into consideration those keywords and then write your blog post for you. But it's all original content. So Google's not going to ding you for double dipping and copying somebody else's stuff because the AI is manufacturing this from scratch. Right? Who likes writing blogs? No hands in the air, right? Maybe one guy. And of course, you can come back in here and tweak it. So now we've got an amazing blog post, right? But you can't have a blog post without some sort of picture, right? Because, you need like some sort of like stock image or some sort of picture at the top of it. Maybe you have some good pictures yourself, but the AI's got you covered here as well. High def picture of the Seattle cityscape from we'll just do it like that and give it the easy version. But you can tell the AI to create from scratch pictures that will have no copyright infringements or trademarks because it's making this from scratch. And it will make any picture you can conceive of verbally, and you can tell it different versions of that picture to make. It is absolutely a wild tool. It's going to come over here in just a second, and it's going to give us 4 of them because it sometimes takes liberties with what we ask for. And now, here we are. These are AI generated images of what looks very much like the Seattle waterfront and landscape. Pick the one you like for your blog post that the bot just wrote for you. And now on your website, you're going to be ranking for SEO. Bang out a new blog post every day for 30 days and see what happens. But what's really cool is you can ask it for other things too. So like, let's start a new chat real quick. So because it remembers what you previously talked about, create me a YouTube video script that would rank #1 or highly, at least, for the following keywords. Seattle to Seattle, Washington, living in Seattle, fun things to do in Seattle, and reasons to live in Seattle. Please include several scenes. And you can ask it for pretty much anything you want. And what it will do is create a video script. So if you don't know what to say when everybody's telling you to do video, and you don't know what to say, here you go. ChatGPT's got you covered. You're going to be able to put in whatever information you could want it to think about. Look, it's talking about Pike Place, Lake Washington, the job market, foodie paradise, outdoor recreational, arts and culture. And then you, as the local expert, come back in and maybe fill in a little bit more here. But this is a really awesome starting point for a video. Now, if you guys remember, we just looked at how the AI is over here creating pictures. But if we ask ourselves, what is a video? It's really, depending on what your frame rate is, 30 or 60 pictures in a row. If the AI can make a picture of the city, then we take the next step up to this fun little AI tool called Pictory. And what it does is it will allow you to take and insert an AI generated script. And then what it'll do is what we used to pay a pretty good chunk of money to do, but that's have a storyboard created and a basic video idea. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to select kind of like a basic framework for it to work into. But the Shanghai Metro one's good for cities. Let's use that one. It has a lot of kind of pre-started. We can also choose what aspect ratio. So I'm going to make this one for YouTube, but you could make it for TikTok, or you could make it for whatever format you want. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take all of this information and it's going to begin to create a storyboard and basically automatically make the videos that go along with the scripting that we just gave it. So while that's going on, there's one other cool little trick you can do. So if you use a program called Keywords Anywhere or Everywhere, I think it is, what this does is it changes the way that websites look when you're looking at them. So while the video thing's doing its thing real quick, we're going to come back over here and we're going to open up a new tab and we're going to go to Google, just like normal. And then we're going to type living in Seattle. And then what's going to happen is that keyword program is going to take our living in Seattle and it's going to give us some really good information over here about related keywords. And then you can export these keywords to a spreadsheet. And then you would then tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new chat real quick because I've already actually dropped these keywords in before. So let me just grab them real quick here out of the old Where'd they go? Keywords. Of course, they're not here where I'm looking for. All right, let me grab them on another screen real quick. Pictory now has taken our video script, by the way, and it is going to create storyboards now with, and by the way, like I didn't pre-program this, it just started doing it, but it's going to take a little snap over here of the Pike Place Market and people walking around. This is all computer generated, by the way. So you don't have to worry about permission or any of the other little things that come along, because it's just like that. You can add a voiceover. So you can record the voiceover if you wanted to talk over the video. You can come to different scenes here. And because we mentioned YouTube, it's going to do a little YouTube thing. And each scene is going to do its own little thing. And we can change this. We can move the words up if we want. We can edit the words. We can add scenes and delete scenes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just tell this thing to make the video real quick for us while we're on here. And what it's going to do is it's going to finish converting all the video, and it's going to put all the scenes together with music and transition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing for just a quick second and reshare with sound so you can actually see the video. Let's see if that works correctly. Now, while this is generating, this is going to take about 3 minutes to generate. I'm going to pull up a different, let me pull up a different set of keywords real quick. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do it in real time. So what we would do is we would come in here, we would click export. And what we would do is we would export all these keywords. And by the way, that tool costs $10 a year to have access to all these keywords. And once you have all the keywords that you're looking for, you highlight them and copy them. And now we're going to get a little bit deeper into ChatGPT, because we're going to say, remember the following keywords for our conversation. Create me a YouTube video script utilizing the keywords above. And see, now because you inputted the keywords, it's going to come in and create a completely different script based on those keywords and the information it has available. It also has access to databases like average housing prices and different things that it's going to kick in for statistics. It can know the population of certain areas, and it can speak to certain neighborhoods as well if you put the neighborhood information to it. And this is, you can come in here and just tweak stuff and get a different version every time based on the keywords that you want to use. Now, I'm not saying that this is light. It's still loading the video here. The other thing you can do with that keyword tool is you can come onto YouTube and you can search for things like, just like Google, because Google's a search engine. And we can type in living in Seattle just like a customer would, right? And then what we can do is we can filter, and we can filter by a couple different things. Mostly I like to go by view count. And now we can find out Well, Seattle's a little too big. View count's going to be a bad filter. We're going to switch to upload date and get something a little bit more recent. And then now we're going to look through here. And basically what you're looking for are videos that have a ridiculous amount of views, because that means that something is going really well. And right with that. So this guy's got 1,200 views, 167. Pros and cons, 41. No. Here we go. 13,000 views. So what you want to do now is you click on the video. Whoops. And then we wait for the keyword thing to pop up. Oh, that's why it's giving me shorts. Hold on. Living in Seattle. One sec here. Here we go. Living in Seattle, 10 things to know before moving here, 12,000 views. We're going to click on this video. And then the keyword tool on the right is going to get rid of these other videos. And it's going to give us all the keywords that this person used to rank #1 for living in Seattle on keywords. You're going to export these, and then you're going to tell ChatGPT to make you the same video. And then you're going to come back in and fluff it up a little bit and make it different, because there's plenty of business to go around for everybody. But if something's already working, you might as well use the words that are already working. And that tool will tell you the competition, the cost per click, and then the usage and trend on the words as well. And because this is all exportable to a spreadsheet, super easy to copy back over to ChatGPT, get your video script. And then if you don't want to use the AI video, just put that video script on a teleprompter. You do the voiceover, and then you pay your video guy to come in here and put all the video together, and you would have a really awesome video. It's still completing the video here. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and show you guys a video that I asked it to make for me about millennials on a previous conversation, so that we can see something. Let's see here. Yesterday. Okay.
Excuse me, a quick question. Is it Chat GPT that creates the video, or is it Pictory? It's Pictory, right?
Pictory creates the video from ChatGPT's video script. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And by the way, all ChatGPT is free. It has a time limit, so you can only use it like once an hour if you use the free version. It's $20 a month for the unlimited version, which I use for all kinds of stuff, like write me a nice, funny email to my boss, letting them know that I won't have our PR drive done until 5 p.m. today. And so rather than me sit here and write out a whole email, I just tell it what email I want it to write, and then boom. And it's such a time-saving tool in the sense that you can like get it to do a lot. For those of you that are a little further along as well, if you have an assistant or a virtual assistant, teaching them how to use this to create super accurate, like what you want, and then you just approve it, is also a really cool way to use this tool to help you with your business. Let me grab. So like millennials are a big deal, and they're going to be the largest audience, the biggest group of people since the boomers coming through. So I do a lot of stuff to specifically engage with them. This is a video that the AI made for me for the millennials. Now see where it says cut to a shot of? That's where you would delete that out and it's telling you what it's doing. And some parts it'll say narrator. You would cut that out and actually do the voiceover as well. And so this will go on for a good 4 minutes. You can also tell it how long you want it to go with that particular situation. Like you can tell it to make a 2-minute video or a 3-minute video or however else long you want. And then once this one is done here, I'm going to copy the link real quick and I'm going to throw it in the chat bar because that way you guys can actually see the video without it skipping, because for some reason the pictures are on basically it's called DALL-E is for the pictures. And where this gets really, really wacky basically is that you can use this for almost anything you can think of. And what I used to pay a video editor to do to put together my ideas, I have a lot of B-roll and drone shots and stuff from where I live. And you can come back into the storyboard for Pictory and you can edit and you can change these videos here and you can drop out like the part where it says cut to a shot of a millennial on Zillow and it wasn't that because it's not perfect. You delete that, you put in the different shot, or you just change the scene altogether. But this takes a lot of the heavy lifting out of creating good video. And you can come back in here and put your own personal you talking in here. And you can even ask the ChatGPT to create a video script with a lot of narration where you could come back in and do the voiceover so that it's you saying stuff. And this is where, in the grand scheme of things, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. If you figure out how to get more done with your 24 hours than the next guy, you're going to be successful. And to quote somebody who I don't remember, the future is here. It's just not evenly distributed. So be the first people to use this or you'll be the last. This is here and it's powerful and it's available to everybody. New agent or not, you can sound like a pro. If you're a great agent, you can make your great stuff better. And it's just, it gives me goosebumps every time I look at it and talk about it because of what's possible. On a separate note, this is a lot to take in and it's frankly can be a little bit overwhelming just because it's one of those things that there's a lot of ways to use it. And the more creative you get with it, the more fun you're going to have with it, which is why I recommend going down that rabbit hole and ultimately just playing with it for a little while on the free versions before you decide to pay for anything. I'm going to put a link in the chat for everybody. This is to my Calendly. If you wanted to go one-on-one and have a little bit more in-depth or go over some of the actual case uses of it, of what we use it and how we make money with it, please feel free to book some time. I'm happy to help. But yeah, any questions? I'm looking through the chat real quick just to see if I missed anybody here. But Lenora, you got the DALL-E is where you just Google DALL-E and you'll get the. So. And then I think we're right up against the 30-minute mark, which is when I was told to stop talking. So if there's no other questions, hit me up on Calendly. You can also feel free to call, text, or email directly. Phone numbers in the chat. Love networking. So if you want to get together and brainstorm some cool new shit, I'm your guy.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.